So there's two different Google AI products that most people haven't really heard of, but I genuinely believe that they're two of the most powerful, especially when you combine them together. I'm talking about Google Stitch and Google Antigravity. When used together, they can literally build almost anything on the internet. And when I say anything, I'm talking about websites, web apps, mobile apps, interactive games, and the list genuinely goes on and on. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a very simplistic way that you can combine these two AI tools as a complete beginner, so that by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how you can put yourself in a position to capitalize from these free AI Google products that anyone is capable of using. So we're going to start off with Google Stitch. Now, for those of you that's not really sure of exactly what this is, what it does, and why you should use it, it's basically something that can ideate the idea that you have when it comes to whatever you're trying to build. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I would use Antigravity and Stitch when it comes to building a web application. The reason why I like web applications is that they can be monetized in a certain way. And if you're able to build something that, number one, you have knowledge in, and number two, people are actively searching for, you're now going to be able to monetize it in whatever way that you want. And the way that Google Stitch plays a part in this is that you're going to be able to use it when it comes to coming up with the design of what you're trying to build. And then from there, what you're going to do is now take those designs, go over to Google Antigravity, and it's going to be able to turn it into a reality. And I do have to be completely honest, you don't have to use Google Stitch when it comes to this process. The only reason why I like using it is because it saves a lot of time. You can use it when it comes to coming up with variations. You can use it when it comes to coming up with different designs of all of the different pages that's going to go into your website, into your app. And if you did want to change any part of the process or any page that's going to go into what you're building, you're going to be able to use Google Stitch when it comes to doing that for completely free. So to find it is very simple. What you need to do is just go over to stitch.withgoogle.com. That's the URL. And as long as you've got a Gmail email address, you're going to be able to log in. So this is what the interface is going to look like. As you can see, you can use it when it comes to designing an app or website. And because I'm building a web app today, I'm just going to click into this, and all you need to do from this point is just describe your design. Now, the good thing about all of these Google AI tools is that when it comes to prompting it, you can literally write out a simple sentence, whatever you want to write. If you want to keep it simple, you're going to be able to do that. And from there, it should do a really good job. But if you want to give it specific details when it comes to what you're going to build, so that you don't have to waste too much time going back and forth, I would recommend using Digital Maker AI. And as I've already told you guys previously on other videos, I'm going to be using this tool in many of the videos coming up. Reason being is because it's able to do so many different things. Whether you want to build a prompt, whether you want to do product research, maybe spy on your competition, design cover images, logos, Facebook ads for the product that you're building. And if you also wanted to spy on the Facebook or Meta ads that people are running right now. So you're able to do so many different things, but of course today we're going to be building out the prompt. And because we're going to be using Google Antigravity when it comes to building this web app, we're just going to select it just like this. And from there, what it's going to do is come back with a set of multiple choice questions, as well as some questions that you might need to give a short answer to. And then from there, you're going to get your custom prompt. But one of the first questions is going to be, what is it you're trying to build? Now, today, what I'm going to be doing is building a tax calculator. As you can see, we've got all of these different options to choose from. But if you can't see anything in this list, you can always click on something else. And then from there, you're going to be able to describe exactly what you're trying to do. But today I'm going to be building a tax calculator. The next question is going to be, who is this web app for? I'm going to say for small business owners. And the reason why I've decided to build this particular app is because if we go over to Google Trends, as you can see right there, I've just typed in Amazon taxes. And ever since May or June 2025, more and more people have gone on to Google to search for this particular search term. And it's not just this one. If I just type in e-commerce taxes as well, we can see that there's also been a massive rise in terms of the amount of searches. So when it comes to the next question, which is what problems should this web app help people solve? I'm just going to give it this short sentence. I'm going to say this is an e-commerce tax focused tool when it comes to helping people track their company taxes. Specifically when it comes to selling on platforms like eBay, Amazon, and Shopify, users are going to be able to upload their data directly to this platform when it comes to getting an idea of exactly how much taxes they're going to have to pay for their UK company tax. So I'm just going to give it this information and then click on next. I'm then going to tell Digital Maker AI that the person is going to need to input their document, e.g. a PDF document. and it's going to then show the person, charts, and a visual breakdown. And for the color scheme, I'm just going to say that I want it to be white as the primary color and blue as the secondary one. So bear in mind, guys, when you're going through this process, you're going to be able to give it whatever answers you want to give it based on what you're trying to build. But we're just using this tax calculator app as an example. And then from there, I'm just going to click on generate prompt. Okay, perfect. So it's now come back with the detailed prompt. And bear in mind that when you're using Digital Maker AI, which you're going to be able to do for completely free, I'm going to leave a link down below. You're going to be able to look back at all of your previous prompts that you've made by clicking into the history tab. So yeah, this is definitely helpful when it comes to just tracing back, looking at previous prompts and being able to make adjustments. But now that I've got the prompt, all I need to do is go back over to Google Stitch, paste it in here just like this. And from this point, I'm now going to be able to select the model that it's going to work with. And of course, Stitch is a Google AI product, as I've said many times. So it's going to be powered by Google Gemini. And because of that, I would recommend that you select the highest model. At the time of me recording this video, it's going to be 3.1 Pro thinking models. So you're just going to select that one and then simply click on generate. Okay, great. So as you can see, it's already gone straight to work to start designing everything based on the prompt that we've entered. So it's generating each of the different screens that's going to go into this app. It's not going to take too long. As you can see on the left hand side over there, it's going to take about 80 seconds for it to complete. But once it comes back with the different images, I'm going to let you know exactly what you need to do from that point when it comes to turning it into a fully functional app. Okay guys, I'm back. So that didn't take too long at all. As you can see, it's come back with all of these different pages. And I would say that these look pretty decent. You know, they look really professional. They look really detailed. And I'm sure that the users are going to be able to get some sort of benefit out of using this. Again, guys, the only reason why we're using Stitch is because this just saves a lot of time, because from this point, what you can now do, once again, is make any changes to it. You can also ask for an additional page. For example, it didn't come back with the home page. So what I can now do is just give it this prompt. And then what it's going to do from that point is just build out the home page, design it based on the existing design as well as the prompt that we gave it. And there we go, guys. It's now come back with the image of the home page. So this is what the customer is going to see. They're going to be able to scroll through it just like this, and they're going to be able to get all the information they need. Now, there's an update that has been made to Stitch recently, which is that you can modify it directly without having to reprompt. So if I just click into this, click on modify and then click on edit, what you can see on the screen right now is something that you couldn't do, I would say 2 weeks ago. You would have to go over here, prompt it and tell it a small change that you want to make. But now you can click into any of the different elements. And then from there, you're going to be able to either edit manually or you're going to be able to edit using AI. Now, because everything I'm showing you today is just an example, I would say for the most part, what it's come back with is pretty decent. So as you can see, these are all of the different pages. And when it comes to using these different images within Google Antigravity, what you first need to do is just highlight everything. So I'm just going to select all just like that. I'm going to click on export. Then what I'm going to do is come over here to zip and then click on export once again. Okay, perfect. So now that I've got those different images from Google Stitch, the next step in this process is to go over to Google Antigravity. And to find it, you're just going to type in antigravity.google. That's the URL, and it should take you over to this page. And for those of you that are not really familiar with exactly what this does and why you should use it, this is a next generation IDE, which means that you can use it when it comes to building apps, and you're going to be able to use it in a way where it's going to work completely free. It's going to work locally on your device, and you can use it when it comes to running multiple different tasks all at the same time. It's a really powerful tool, and I would definitely say that it's one of my favorite IDEs out there because of the way that it works. You don't need to pay anything, and it also integrates with various different AI tools as well as various different platforms. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about in a moment. But what you need to do once you get to this page is just click on download. And once you've downloaded it, this is the interface that you're going to see. And as I've already mentioned, when it comes to the different projects that you're going to build with Antigravity, all of them are going to be saved directly on your computer, and it's going to let you know exactly where it's going to be saved as well. So if you ever want to find any of your projects, you're going to be able to see it over here. And I'm not going to spend too much time breaking down every single button, every single aspect of this interface. I've got another video coming out real soon where I'm going to be able to spend a little bit more time doing a deep dive. So be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you don't miss that video. But once you get to this point and you're ready to start building out your app, the thing that you need to click on is Open Agent Manager. And this is going to be the main place where you're going to spend the most time. So for those of you that haven't seen this interface before, there's going to be two main things that you're going to see. It's going to be this one where you can select the conversation mode. Most of the time I leave it on fast, but if you want to spend a little bit more time building out something that you're going to take serious, you would click on planning. As you can see right there, this is used when it comes to deep research, complex tasks, as well as collaborative work. We're not really doing any of that today, so I'm going to click on the fast conversation mode. And the next thing that you're going to notice is the different models that's going to be available to you. When I say models, I'm talking about the AI models. So we can see it's going to be primarily Gemini as well as Claude Sonnet and Claude Opus and GPT, but the two main ones that I use is Opus 4.6 as well as the latest best model of Gemini, which is Gemini 3.1 Pro. Now, in my personal opinion, I found Claude Opus 4.6 to be slightly better when it comes to coding. So today I'm going to select this one, but of course, depending on what you're trying to build and depending on what type of design you want, you're going to be able to select any one of these. And bear in mind, guys, because Antigravity is free, there may be some limits when it comes to using Claude Sonnet and Claude Opus, but they have given generous limits. So you're not really going to hit anything as soon as you start using it, but it's just something that you need to be aware of. So let's click into this one. And what I'm going to do first and foremost is get the prompt from Digital Maker AI. So I'm just going to click on copy full prompt just like that. We're going to go back over to Antigravity and then paste it in there like this. And the final thing that you need to do if you're following along with what I'm doing is to enter or give Antigravity the different images that you got from Stitch. And as you can see, I've just dragged and dropped all of the different images for the home page as well as all of the pages that the user is going to go through. So we've got the prompt, we've got the different images from Google Stitch. The next thing that we need to do is just click on enter. And the way that Antigravity works is that in the background, what it's going to do is start coding everything out. So you don't need to be a designer, you don't need to be a developer, you don't need to know a single line of code. Antigravity is going to go away, start coding the HTML, the CSS, the JavaScript, whatever type of code that's going to go into whatever you're trying to build. It's going to do it in the background. And what it's also going to do once it's drafted the first design is that it's going to test it and make sure that it works. So as we can see, it's now opened up my Google Chrome browser. It's gone directly to the app. It's testing everything out. The reason why we know that is because of the blue glow that you can see around the edges of the browser. It's important for you to know that you need to install the Antigravity Google Chrome extension tool so that it's able to do this. This is really helpful, and this is something that most other IDEs or app builders are not really able to do when it comes to testing it, making sure that it works before it comes back and lets you know that it's completed the job. And with this particular feature as well within Antigravity, if there's anything that you ever want to test, you can always go back to it within the prompt box, tell it exactly what you want it to do, and then from there, it's going to go and test it, make sure that everything works, and if it doesn't work, it's going to also fix it before it comes back. But here we have it, guys. This is what I was able to build using Stitch as well as Antigravity. So I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough and show you exactly what it was able to do so that you guys can maybe go away and build something, take it super serious and start monetizing from it. And I'm going to break down some monetization methods in a moment. But as you can see, this is the homepage over here. It looks really good, well designed. It's got these different pricing models. If I want to update it, I'm going to be able to do so. So if I just click on get started, I've already added some dummy information just so that you guys can see the capability of Antigravity. But yeah, this is what the user is going to see. They can also sync the app directly to their different platforms. Of course, this is going to take some integration, some APIs, so on and so forth. But these are the type of things that you're able to do. It's going to give the user a breakdown in terms of their tax report, as well as the section where they can now upload all of their documents. But yeah, guys, this is basically it. I'm sure that you're blown away by what I was able to do in a few minutes using all of these different AI tools together in terms of Digital Maker AI, Google Stitch, as well as Google Antigravity. And when it comes to monetizing from these different apps that you built, there's a couple different ways that you can do it. And I'm just going to give you a general overview because, again, I've got another detailed video coming up real soon. So one of the ways that you can monetize it, as we saw on the homepage, is going to be through direct monetization. All this means is when someone lands on it, they click into pricing, they're going to see these different options. And if they ever wanted to purchase anything, they're going to be able to click into it. And then from there, a payment form is going to come up to collect the person's payment information, and I would say that it's best to use something like Stripe when it comes to doing this. This is what I personally use with the different apps that I'm building. I found it to be super efficient when it comes to collecting payments as well as the payouts. And it works in a simple way. You just got to sign up to it. You got to verify your information, your documents, your identification. And then from there, you're now going to connect your Stripe account directly to the app that you built. This is something that you can also do directly within Google Antigravity, because as you can see over here, if you click into the MCP store, if I just type in Stripe, you're going to see that this is a option when it comes to integrating it directly into your app. You've also got MCP options, e.g. PayPal. So there's a few different options here that you can scroll through when it comes to different platforms that you can connect to your app. So yeah, direct monetization is one of the methods. Another one is going to be with partnerships. And essentially the way that this works is you're going to go onto a partnership website similar to PartnerStack. From there, you can create an account. And once you've created your account, it's going to show you different applications, softwares that you can sign up to when it comes to becoming a partner. You're going to be given a unique URL, and with this, you can now place it on your app so that whenever someone uses that link, you're going to be given something called an affiliate commission. And this could be a really powerful thing if you're able to build up a decent amount of traffic, because if I just click into Discover Partnerships, come over here to accounting, because of course the app that I built is all about accounting, taxes, so on and so forth. There's going to be popular apps, softwares that people are aware of, e.g. there's this one called Airwallex. If I just go over to Google Trends, I believe that this is a very popular one that people are searching for. Let me just type it in. Yeah, right there we can see that more and more people have gone onto Google to search for this, and it's currently an all-time high. And I'm sure that you guys can see right here the potential when it comes to earnings per every single new customer that you send their way. So this is a company that I've not really heard of, but you're going to be able to go through all of the different ones that are available. Get your unique URL, and then from there, you're going to be able to now place it within your app by telling Google Antigravity a simple prompt when it comes to integrating it in whatever way that you want to. And finally, the next way that you can monetize your app is going to be through Google AdSense. So you can find it by going on to adsense.google.com. This is what you're going to see. All you need to do is sign up. Once you've reached a certain traffic threshold, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but once you've done that, you're going to be able to sign up. You're going to be able to now integrate AdSense within your app. Banners are going to appear when someone clicks into one of the banners. You're going to earn a monthly income directly from AdSense. But I do have another video coming out real soon that's going to break down the step-by-step process of signing up to AdSense, making sure that everything is integrated as it should. So be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you don't also miss that video. Check the links down below when it comes to the resources that you need when it comes to building out your digital product, your app, whatever you're trying to build. You're going to find a lot of useful information down there. And if you also wanted to watch another YouTube video that I made not too long ago, where in this video, I show you how you can use the latest updated version of Notebook LM in a unique way that I've not really seen anyone on the internet talking about. You're going to be able to watch that video by clicking the link right there. Check that out straight after this, because that video has helped out countless people. And I'm sure if you're able to watch it from the very start all the way to the very end, it's going to be able to help you out as well. But as always, guys, I'm going to catch you on the next video. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.